So students, now I'll explain you the rest part of the chapter, the proposal. In previous video we saw how the Chipko, Natalia and Lomov, they were arguing, fighting over the oxen meadows, and they were blaming to each other first, and afterward they started blaming to their families. And then what happens later on? We'll read the rest part of the chapter. Chipko, they will take him, walks about in excitement. Natalia, what a rascal! What trust can one have in one's neighbors after that? Then Chipko is addressing him devil. Devil means monster. And walks about in excitement. Then he walks about in excitement. Natalia, what a rascal! Then Natalia addresses him rascal. And she says, then he's such a rascal, then how a person can trust on one's neighbor after that? Chipko, the villain, the scarecrow. The Chipko again saying him villain and the scarecrow. You know what is a scarecrow? Scarecrow is a model of a person that is put in a field to frighten away the birds. So Chipko is saying him the villain, the scarecrow, Natalia, the monster. First he takes our land and then he has to impudence to abuse us. Natalia then she says him monster and said first he grabs their land and afterward he has shown the sameish behavior, he started abusing them. Chipko. And then that blind hen, yes, the turnip ghost, has the confounded cheek to make a proposal and so on. Then Chipko says him blind hen, turnip ghost who has a confounded cheek. Confounded cheek means here shrinked-faced, confused-faced, who came to their house to make a proposal and so on. What a proposal, Natalia, what proposal? On listening this, Natalia becomes surprised. She asks her father, what proposal? I came here to propose to you. Then Chipko says to his daughter that the Lomov came to their home to propose Natalia. Natalia, to propose? To me? Why didn't you tell me so before? Then Natalia, on hearing this, says, why did he come at her home to propose me? Then why he didn't tell all this thing to her before? Chipko. So he dresses up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage and wizen face from. Then again Chipko is saying that's why he was dressed up in the evening clothes and the stuffed sausage and the wizen. Wizen means wrinkled and wrinkled face, and from means unattractive. So now he's saying that he is stuffed sausage and wrinkled faced and unattractive. Natalia, to propose to me, falls into an easy chair and wails. On listening this, that Lomov came to their home to propose her, she falls on easy chair and wails. Wails mean cries. Bring him back. Bring him here. Chipko, bring him here. Then she says to her father, then go and bring him back. Chipko. Bring whom here? Then Chipko says to whom he has to bring. Natalia, quick, I'm ill, fetch him, hysterics. Then Natalia says to her father, quick, hurry up, she's getting ill, fetch him, and she became hysteric. Hysteric means emotional, she's become emotional and she's crying. Chipko, what's that? What's the matter with you? Clutches at his head. On listening this, Chipko asked her, what's the matter? And he clutches his head. Oh, unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself, I'll hang myself, we have done for her. And then on listening that, Natalia says to her father to bring Lomov back. On listening this, Chipko becomes so unhappy because earlier they were accusing him, they were abusing him. Now Natalia, his daughter, is saying to bring him back. So he is saying that he will shoot himself. Natalia, I'm dying, fetch him. Chipko, at once, don't yell, runs out. A pause. So Natalia says to her father, go and fetch him, otherwise she is dying. Chipko, at once. Don't yell. Chipko says to his daughter, no need to shout. And he runs out. A pause. Natalia Stepnova wails. What have they done to me? Fetch him back, fetch him. A pause. Chipko runs in. So Natalia says, what they have done to me? Fetch him back. She is crying and saying to her father to bring Lomov back. Chipko, he's coming, and so on. They will take him off. Talk to him yourself. I don't want to. Then Chipko brings the Lomov back and says he is coming, and then he says to his daughter that he wouldn't talk to him. She talked to him by herself. Natalia wails, fetch him. Then still Natalia is crying, bring him, bring him. Chipko yells, he's coming, I'll tell you. Then Chipko yells, Chipko shouts and says that he's coming. I tell you, oh, what a burden, Lord, to be the father of a grown-up daughter. Then he was in a very awkward situation. Once he's blaming himself to be a father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat, I will. Indeed, we cursed him. Then he's cursing himself. He's saying that I'll cut my throat, that he'll cut his throat and he'll die. Certainly he'll die. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you. Then he's saying to his daughter, we cursed him, they cursed Lomov, and they abused Lomov, and they have thrown him out from their home, and afterwards it's all done just because of his daughter. Natalia, no, it was you. Now Natalia is blaming to his father, no, all the incident just happened just because of you, and you were the responsible. Chipko, I tell you it's not my fault. Lomo appears at the door. Then Chipko says to his daughter that it's not his fault. He didn't drive away Lomo from his home. Lomo appears at the door, and Lomo appears. Now you talk to him yourself. Then he says to his daughter she can talk to Lomo by herself, and he exits. Lomo enters exhausted, my heart's palpitating awfully. When Lomo enters, he was exhausted, and he's saying that his heart is palpitating awfully badly, and his foot has gone numb, and there is something in pulling him inside. Natalia, forgive us, Ivan Vasilievich, we were all a little heated. Then Natalia changed her mind, and she says that they all were little heated. Little heated means little aggressive. I remember now, oxen meadows really are yours. So here we can say earlier Natalia was blaming Lomov that oxen meadows were hers. Now she is saying that oxen meadows are Lomov. Lomov, my heart's beating awfully, my meadows, my eyebrows are both twitching. When Natalia says to Lomov that oxen meadows are his, then he says that his heart beating badly and his meadows, and he says that his eyebrows are also moving up and down. Natalia, the meadows are yours. Yes, yours. Do sit down. They sit. We were wrong. Then Natalia says, the meadows are his, and she says to him to sit down, and she accepted that they were wrong. Lomo, I did it on principle. My land is worth little to me. Then Lomov said, he did it for the moral ways. Actually, the cost of that land is very little to him, but the principle. But he is the man of principle. He work on principle. Natalia, yes, the principle just so. Now let's talk of something else. Then Natalia says, yes, you are right. You work for the principle. Then she says, let's talk something else. Lomov, the more so I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to your father's grandfather's peasant. So again the Lomov says that he has the evidence. He has the evidence means he has the proof that his aunt's grandmother gave the land to her father's grandfather's peasants, workers. Natalia, yes, let the pass. Then Natalia says, yes. She doesn't want to discuss on that topic again because she wants to change the topic. She doesn't want to discuss all this matter again. Aside, I wish I knew how to get him started. Aloud, are you going to start? And slowly she said, she wished that she knew how he started the same matter again, means she wanted him to propose her. And loudly she asked, are you going to start shooting soon? And loudly she asked to him whether he is going for hunting. Lomov, I'm thinking of having a go at the black cock. Then Lomov said yes, he is thinking of going for a black cock. Black cock is a kind of bird on a Natalia's steppe after the harvest. Solomov said after the harvest he was thinking to go for shooting. Oh, have you heard? Just think what a misfortune. Misfortune means bad luck. Then he says to Natalia, have you heard? I have had my dog guess who you know has gone lame. Then he says to Natalia that he has a dog named Guess who has become lame. Natalia, what a pity, why? When Natalia came to know that Lomov's dog has become lame, she felt pity on it and asked, why, Lomov? I don't know, must have got his leg twisted or bitten by some other dog. Then Lomov says he doesn't know, might be his dog legs get twisted or bitten by some other dog. My very best dog, to say nothing of the expense. Then he says his dog is the best dog. I gave Mirnov 125 rubles for him. And then he says to Natalia, he bought it from Mirnov in 125 rubles. Natalia, it was too much, Ivan Vasilievich. Then Natalia says that the cost of his dog is too much. Lomov, I think it is very cheap. He is a first-rate dog. Then Lomov argued, no. According to him, it was very cheap and it is the best dog. Then we can see here Natalia and Lomov, earlier they were arguing on the topic of oxen widows. Now again here they are starting arguing with each other on the topic dog. Natalia, Papa gave 85 rubles for his squeezer. Then Natalia says that her father has also bought a dog whose name is a squeezer and its cost is 85 rubles. And squeezer is heaps better than Guess. Then she says her dog squeezer can jump better than Guess. So here again they are arguing with each other. Lomov, squeezer better than Guess. What an idea. Laughs. Squeezer better than Guess. When Lomov listened that Natalia is saying squeezer is better than Guess, he laughs. And again he make a joke, squeezer better than Guess. Natalia, of course, he's better. Of course, squeezer is young, he may develop a bit, but on points and pedigree, he's better than anything that even Volsanchke has got. Then she says, of course, squeezer is best. Even squeezer is young, he may grown up bit, but on points. Points means here the features of dog. If we talk about features of dog and pedigree means breed, then we find that squeezer is better than anything. That even Volchansky may be a name of some person who has dogs, has got. So here she is saying that her dog is better than any dog, even Volsansky's dog. Lomov, excuse me, Natalia Stapnova, but you forgot that he is overshot. And overshot always means the dog is a bad hunter. When Natalia is explaining the features of her dog, then Lomov interrupts. And what he says? He says, Natalia, one thing you are getting forgot that he's overshot. Overshot means his upper jaw is longer than lower jaw. And such type of overshot dogs always means they are not good hunter, they are a bad hunter. Natalia, overshot, is he? The first time I hear it. When Lomov says Natalia's dog is overshot, then she surprised. She says, then the first time she heard about it, the overshot, Lomov, I assure you that his lower jaw is shorter than upper. Then Lomov says that he can show her that his lower jaw is shorter than upper. Natalia, have you measured? Then Natalia make a joke fun of him and asks whether he has measured. Lomov, yes, he's alright at following, of course, but if you want to get hold of anything. Lomov says, yes, he's good while following others or something, but if you want to get hold by him, he is not able to hold anything. Natalia, in the first place, our squeezer is thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and Cecil's, while there is no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. So here we can see second time, they both are arguing with each other and they started fighting with each other for their dogs. According to Natalia, she is saying that Squeezer is better than Guess, and Lomov is saying that Guess is better than Squeezer. Natalia is saying that her dog is thoroughbred animal and son of harness and Cecil's, while there is no any breed of his dog, Lomov's dog at all. He is comparing his dog with the old and as ugly as worn-out cab horse. She is comparing Guess, Lomov's dog, with the cab horse, because cab horses are generally tired and ugly. Lomov, he is old, but I wouldn't take 5 squeezers for him. Lomov agrees that his dog is old, but he wouldn't replace his dog with 5 squeezers. Why? How can you? Guess is a dog. As for squeezer, well, it's too funny to argue. Then he says, Guess is a dog, but for Squeezer it's very funny to argue whether the Squeezer is dog or not. Anybody you like has a dog as good as Squeezer. You may find them under bushel most. 25 rubles would be handsome price to pay for him. Then Lomov says that Squeezer kind of dog can be found in everywhere. And 25 ruble is handsome amount, a good amount to pay for him. Natalia, there is some demon of contradiction in you today. Then Natalia says to Lomov that today he is behaving like a devil. Ivan Vasilievich, first you pretend that meadows are yours. Now that Guess is better than Squeezer. Then she says earlier he was pretending that meadows are his. And now he is arguing on that Guess is better than Squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean. Then she says she doesn't like the people those are not keep their words. Because you know perfectly well that Squeezer is 100 times better than your sleek Guess. Then she says because he knows that Squeezer is 100 times better than Guess. And again she is saying Guess as a silly dog. Why do you want to say he isn't it? Then Lomov immediately stops her and says, why is she saying his dog as a silly dog? He is not a silly dog. Lomov, I say Natalia Stapnova, that you consider me either blind or a fool. You must realize that Squeezer is overshot. Then Lomov and Natalia, they both are arguing with each other for their dogs. Lomov says, Natalia Stapnova, what do you think? That I'm a fool or blind? You must realize, and she must realize that Squeezer is overshot. Natalia, it's not true. Lomov, he is. Natalia, it's not true. It is not true. Lomov, why shout, madam? Natalia, why talk rot? It's awful. It's time your guess was short and you compare him with Squeezer. So here we see how Lomov and Natalia, they are arguing with each other. And Natalia says, why talk rot? Rot means rubbish. It's awful, it's bad. It's time your guess was short. Now she is saying that his dog was short. And he compared it with the Squeezer. Lomov, excuse me, I cannot continue this discussion. My heart is palpitating. Then Lomov says to Natalia that he cannot continue this discussion over dogs because his heart started beating rapidly. Natalia, I have noticed that those hunters argue most who know least. Then Natalia makes fun of him and she says that she has noticed that most of the people, those who have less knowledge, they argue most. Lomov, Madam, please be silent. My heart is going to pieces. Then Lomov requests Natalia to be quiet as his heart is going to be pieces. Shut up. Natalia, I shan't shut up until you acknowledge that Squeezer is 100 times better than your guess. Then Natalia said she won't be quiet till he'll accept that Squeezer is 100 times better than his guess. Lomov, 100 times worse. Be hanged to your Squeezer, his head, eyes, shoulder. Then Lomov says, her dog is 100 times worse than guess. And he says to her, go and hang with her dog, with his eyes, with his shoulder, with his head. Natalia, there is no need to hang your silly guess. He is half dead already. Then Natalia says to Lomov, and you no need to hang with your silly dog as he is already half dead. Lomov weeps, shut up, my heart's bursting. Natalia, I shan't shut up. Enter Chipko. Chipko, what's the matter now? Lomov starts crying and says to Natalia to shut up. And he says that his heart is going to burst. And Natalia, in response, she says she won't shut up, she won't be quiet. And the moment Chipko enters, and he asks, what's the matter now? Natalia, Papa, tell us truly, which is the better dog, our Squeezer or his guest? When Chipko enters, Natalia asks her father, tell us whose dog is better. Lomov, Stepanovich, I implore you to tell me just one thing. Is your Squeezer overshot or not? Yes or no? Then Lomov asks to Chipko, he implore means beg, that he just begging to Chipko, then tell him one thing, whether Squeezer is overshot or not. Chipko, and suppose he is, what does it matter? He is the best dog in the district for all that, and so on. Immediately Chipko reply, it doesn't matter whether he is overshot or not. He is the best dog in the district, that's all. Lomov, but isn't my guess better really now? Then Lomov asks whether his guess is better dog. Yes or no? Chipko, don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Then Chipko says to Lomov, then don't excite yourself and just allow him to explain patiently. Then he says, your guest certainly has his good points, his purebred, firm on his feet, has well-sprung ribs. Well-sprung means well-rounded ribs and all that. Then he says that certainly the guest has some good features, he is purebred, he has a good body. But on the other side he says, but my dear man, if you want to know the truth, the dog has two defects. On the other side he says that if he wants to know the truth, the dog has two defects. What are those defects? First, he is old, he is short in the muzzle. Muzzle means jaw. Lomov, excuse me, my heart, let's take the facts. So now Lomov is trying to prove his points by giving some facts. You will remember that on Marinsky hunt, my guest ran neck and neck with the count's dog. Then he's trying to make him understand, on the Marinsky hunt, his guest ran equally with the count's dog. while your squeezer was left a whole rest behind, and while his squeezer was left behind. Chipko. He got behind because the count's sweeper in hit him with his strap. Now Chipko is giving explanation to Lamo why the squeezer was left behind. He says that squeezer was left behind because count's whipper in. Whipper in means hunter's assistants hit him with his strap. Whip means strap. Lomov, and with good reason, the dogs are running after a fox when Squeezer goes and starts worrying a sheep. Then Lomov says, for what reason when all the dogs were running after a fox and Squeezer he was running after a sheep? Chipko, it's not true, my dear fellow. I am very liable. Liable means prone to lose my temper. And so, just because of that, let's stop arguing. Chipko immediately said, it's not true. He says that he is losing his temper because of that, and let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is always jealous everybody else's dog. Then he blames Lomov. Then why is he arguing? He says that he is arguing just because he is jealous with the squeezers. Yes, we are all like that. You too, sir, aren't blameless. Then Lomov says that we all are same because everybody is jealous with others' dog. And you too. Not innocent. Blameless means innocent. You no sooner begin with this, that the other and all that. I remember everything. Then he says to Chipko that you are not very innocent. You are also like that. You are also saying that your dog is better than my dog. I remember everything. Lomo, I remember too. Chipko teasing him. I remember too. What do you remember? Then when Lomov says, I remember too, the Chipko is making fun of him and copying the same word again. I remember too. Then he asks, what does he remember? Lomov, my heart, my foot's gone to sleep. I can't. Then again Lomov said that he's feeling palpitation and his foot goes numb. And he can't argue. Natalia, teasing, my heart, what sort of hunter are you? Then Natalia gets a chance to tease Lomov. She says, my heart, what kind of hunter are he is? You ought to go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch black beetles. Then she makes fun of Lomov and said he should go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch the black beetles. Black beetle is kind of insects. Not go after foxes, my heart. And he says he cannot hunt foxes because he is not able to hunt the foxes. My heart. So Natalia says to Lomo that his heart is not stable. He couldn't hunt the foxes. He should hunt black beetles. Chipko, yes, really, what sort of hunter are you? Then Chipko also says to Lomo, what kind of hunter is he? Anyway, you ought to sit at home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. And he suggests him he should not go for hunting. Instead of that, he should sit at home as he has a palpitation. You could go hunting, but you only go to argue with the people and interfere with their dogs and soon. And he also commented that he should go for hunting just to argue with the people and interfere with their dogs. Let's change the subject in case I lose my temper. You are not a hunter at all anyway. Then Chipko says to him, change the topic as he is losing his temper. And he says that he is not a good hunter at all. Lomov, and are you a hunter? You only go hunting to get in with the count and to intrigue. Oh my heart, you are an intriguer. Then Lomov says, he asks to Chipko, are you a hunter? He only go for hunting to get the companion with the count and to intrigue. Intrigue means to do the plotting for others. Oh my heart, you are an intriguer. Then he blame him. He is a intriguer. Chipko, what? I am an intriguer? Shouts, shut up. Then Chipko asks Lomov why is he calling him an intriguer, and he shouts to be shut up. Lomov, intriguer. Then Lomov calls him intriguer. Chipko, boy, pup. Lomov, old rat. Jesuit. Jesuit means a member of Roman Catholic. So they both are giving name to each other like pup, old rat, Jesuit. Chipko, shut up or I'll shoot you like a partridge. You fool. Then Chipko says to Lomov to shut up, otherwise he will shoot him like a partridge. Partridge means a kind of bird. You fool. Then he calls him fool. Lomov. Everybody knows that, oh my heart. Then Lomov is saying, everybody knows, and again he's saying, oh my heart. Your late wife used to beat you. Then he says to Chipko, and he's telling him, then everybody knows that his wife used to beat him, his late wife. My feet, temples, sparks, I fall, I fall. When he's saying this to Chipko, then he's saying my feet. His feet goes numb. Temples. Temples means side, the portions which lies side of the head and behind the eyes. Sparks, and he's saying his temples are sparking, and he falls. Chipko, and you are under the sleeper of your housekeeper. Then Chipko is blaming to Lomov and saying he's just like a sleeper of his housekeeper. Whatever his housekeeper say, he follows that only. Lomov, there, my heart's burst. Lomov becomes so nervous after listening all this, and he says, my heart burst, my heart is going to burst. My shoulders come off. Where is my shoulder? I die. And he says that he is going to die and falls into an armchair. And suddenly he falls into an armchair, a doctor, and he's calling for a doctor. Chipko, boy, milk soap, fool, I'm sick, drinks water. And Chipko gets so angry, he says, boy, milk soap means coward, fool. And he says, I'm sick, and he drinks water. Natalia, what sort of hunter are you? You can't even sit on a horse. Then Natalia again starting accusing to Lomov and says, what kind of hunter is he? He even can't sit on a horse. Then he says to her father, Papa, what's the matter with him? Papa, look, Papa, screams. Ivan Vasilievich, he's dead. When Lomov falls into an armchair, Natalia noticed that and asks her father to look him. And then she shouts, then Lomov is dead. Chipko, I'm sick. I can't breathe air. Then Chipko says that he is sick. He can't even breathe. Yeah. Natalia, he's dead. Pulls Lomov's sleeve. Ivan Vasilievich, what have you done to me? Then Natalia noticed that Ivan Vasilievich is dead. He pulls Lomov's sleeves. He's dead. Falls into an armchair. A doctor hysterics. So here we see the Natalia now, she becomes so emotional and she is calling for a doctor. Chipko, oh, what is it? What's the matter? When Natalia is calling for a doctor, then Chipko says, what happened? What's the matter? Natalia wails. He's dead. Natalia cries that Lomov is dead. Chipko, who is dead? Looks at Lomov. Then Chipko says, who's dead? Then he looks at Lomov and he also feels that Lomov is dead. My word, water, a doctor. Then he's also calling for water and doctor. Lifts a tumbler to Lomov's mouth. Then Chipko lifts a tumbler to Lomov's mouth and says him to drink this. No, he doesn't drink. It means he is dead and all that. So Lomov is not able to drink water and they thought that Lomov is dead. I'm the most unhappy of men. Why don't I put a bullet into my brain? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? So Chipko is now blaming himself, cursing himself that he is the responsible for Lomov's death, and he's saying he should die. He should put a bullet into his brain and he should cut his throat. What am I waiting for? Give me a knife, give me a pistol. Then he's cursing himself that he's responsible for Lomov's death and he's want to die. Lomov moves. On seeing this, when Lomov starts moving, he seems to be coming round, drink some water, that's right. When Chipko sees that Lomov is alive, then he says him to drink some water and he said now he is Happy, that's right. Lomo, I see stars, mist, where am I? So when Lomo wakes up and he asks, where is he? Because he is not able to understand where is he. Chipko, hurry up and get married and well. Then Chipko says to him, hurry up and get married with his daughter. To the devil with you, she is willing. He puts Lomov's hand into his daughter's. She is willing and all that. I give you my blessing and so on. Only leave me in peace. Then Chipko says to Lomov that his daughter is ready to marry with him and he is giving blessing to both of them and he only wants the peace. Lomov getting up. Ah, what? To whom? So Lomov is getting up and he's asking to whom? Chipko, she is willing. Well, kiss and be damned to you. And Chipko is not happy, but he says that his daughter is willing to marry with him. Natalia wails, he's alive. Yes, yes, I'm willing. Natalia cries, he's alive. Yes, yes, she's willing to marry with Lomov. Chipko, kiss each other. Lomov, yeah, kiss. Whom? They kiss. Then Chipko says to give kiss to each other. Lomov says, whom? They kiss. Very nice too. Excuse me, what is all about? Oh no, now I understand. My heart stars. My heart stars. I'm happy, Natalia Stapnova. Then Lomov says now he understands, although his heart is palpitating and he is not able to feel anything, but he is happy. He kisses Natalia's hand. My foot goes gone to numb. Then again he says that his foot is going to sleep, numb. Natalia, I'm happy too. And they both are happy. Natalia also says that she is happy. Chipko, what a weight off my shoulder. So here Chipko is now too much relaxed. He's so much relaxed, or we can say relieved, that wedding is going to take place. Natalia, but still you will admit now that gas is worse than squeezer. So still Natalia is asking to Lomov that he should admit now that gas is worse than squeezer. Lomov. Then Lomov says better. Nurse Natalia words. Chipko, well, that's a way to start your family bliss. So Chipko says to both of them, well, that's the way to start their family happy. Have some champagne. And he offers them champagne. Lomov, he's better. Then, but they both are still arguing with each other. Lomov says, yes, is better. Natalia, worse, worse, worse. Chipko trying to shout her down. And Chipko is trying to make Natalia to be quiet. And he offers both of them champagne. And he offers champagne to both of them. So student, this is the end of the play. In the entire drama, we see how both the family, they keep on fighting with each other and arguing with each other over their petty issues, like over their land and over their dogs. And in this fighting, they completely forget about the actual issue, that is the marriage proposal. But at the end of the play, they both married with each other and they start their married life. But the quarreling continues.